Hello guys, welcome back. I've kept playing Wolf Tales and I'm like, oh my lord, somebody's gonna get this down and think I'm a pervert. I knew it had a spicy route. I didn't know how spicy. I'm like, oh my god. It's a lesbian love story. What do you want? Of course there's sex in it. It's 2020. Getting laughter and cheering back here. And the most wonderful thing so far about this Pride Month has been basically the gay community's reaction of here, hold my flag. I got some marching to do and it's not about me. And that's been a beautiful thing to see. Like gay people are like picking out like the little rainbow mask and like the little discreet rainbow shirt or something. And we're so fucking happy because we're saying, oh yeah, we're here too, but we're not making it about us. It's beautiful. And I have just been so nourished and supported by the Lokean back in. There have been a couple little bumps because it is not an easy time to be making a reconnection, and there's no making that sound nice, but it's been worth it. And Ogu has a way with words, and he said, if you do not let us come back in, I will make war on you. Or if you know Ogu, you're like, that's as much love talk as you're ever going to get out of the average Ogu. I love you, I'll make war on you. They're literally the spirits of war, also technology, medicine, blacksmithing, poetry, dance, 5 billion other things, rivers, seafaring, some of them don't get them anywhere near water, they will be mad at you. And I know it's a touchy subject, but believe me, when I had to go get a reading because stuff was going crazy in my life, the Mambo knew shit that it wasn't just cold reading stuff because I know Penn and Teller as well as anyone else. She knew exactly where Ogu's altars were, and she knew exactly what he didn't like and what he did like, and they all got a turn to go bet 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 at me. And eventually, you just have to, as a white person, say, you know what, this is my family, and fuck people that got a problem with it. For black people, I understand black people that can feel trauma and pain over it, and I get that, but for white people, they can go fuck themselves, is what they can do. Again, yeah, back here. Well, it's the yoga. I hate saying that. People always used to say that in the community, Voodoo community. I get so mad now. I'm like, I know what they mean. It's the yoga. But your family is your family, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you call them spirits or gods or whatever name you're comfortable with. They are your family. And if you're going to put that aside because it hurts somebody's feelings, and I'm not talking about the black community, I'm talking about Karens with too much time on their hands, then you're not a very good family member. You're not. And the first one that'll have exception with that will be Loki, and then the second one will be Odin. And I've already been told by both of them, don't you fuck this up, because they give great motivational speeches. It is so good to have that part of my family back. I'm already dancing attendance on Ogu and cooking for him and trotting around after him. And is there anything else I can do? He can charm people. He can really charm people. He's gruff and he's loud, but he's honest and he's loyal and he's protective too. And Legbo's just been being sarcastic with me, and I keep hearing Karen every so often. But, he loves his brother and he's just happy to see us getting along. And we've been watching the news and we've been cheering because we're getting closer and we're getting closer until all those police officers are in jail. And we're just cheering. We're going to throw a fucking party is what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate. And every step closer, we're happy. And we are so sorry for the family to have to be drug out in public like this. It's not fair, but it's part of the black experience. It's like everyone else can't believe them unless they're trotted out and they have to speak their piece. And the poor son was so traumatized, he had to be told what to say. And I'm like, oh, leave his family alone, damn it. We know what he went through. We have seen the video. We can never forget those images. Leave them the hell alone. When they're strong enough and they want to talk, then they can talk. We wouldn't do this to a white family. We know we wouldn't. We go, whoa, she's so traumatized. She's so traumatized. We expect a hell of a lot more out of black people in this country, and I can't say that enough. I'm getting amen back here. So, it's been really wonderful and really healing, and I've been crying happy tears, not sad tears, happy tears, having the family back together. And I can tell you, Norse gods don't mind Loa, and it is the same thing. It goes either way. They don't mind each other. Odin is very respectful of Oak. I've never seen him look so carefully at anybody. He takes a couple more risks. There's something about Legba that Odin likes to like dance up to the line and see just how much he can get away with. But with Ogu, it's probably that look where if you've ever worked with Loa, you know what I mean. That Ogu look that just stops you and you knock your shit off and you get some discipline. And you don't do shit around him. And all of a sudden you're really organized and you're cleaning your house and it's fucking cleaner than a battleship because he's here and you're doing shit. You're going to be busy and productive. But we're relaxing too, and we're celebrating being back together as a family. If we're going to make anything out of this movement, if we're going to make anything good out of the death of George Floyd, it's got to be that we've got to repair that not only as a country, not only as people, but, in the pagan community as well. And we have to sit down and have those discussions about you have to let people go where their spirituality leads them, and you really don't get any say. None of us gets to act as a gatekeeper. None of us gets to decide who works with what god, and I can't emphasize that enough. It's none of my damn business who Odin calls to him, but I will support them. Provided they're not a bigot. If they're a bigot, I'm waiting for purge night is what I'm waiting for. I'm getting giggling and cheering back here. But it's to me, it's their sacred duty to support one another, and I'm very sad to see Hugin Heathen's Hoff has kind of like fallen off the radar. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if maybe they're just in hope. Well, damn, you can't meet. I forgot about coronavirus. I forgot that was a thing. You can't meet together right now, but hopefully they are keeping together as a community because we need to support each other. It's 2020, man. We're all tired of this shit. We need to support each other and unite together. And Loki and I were talking as we're, making sure the whole family's truly integrated. I said, you know what pisses me off? And he goes, what? I said, if all you gods were humans, only the stupidest, most backward bigot would say shit to you if you got involved with somebody of a different race. And remember, we're all one race, but we say, we say race so people know what the hell we're talking about. We say black, white, whatever. And he said, mm-hmm. I said, people wouldn't care where you went if you were humans, but you're gods and we get all touchy. And Ogus was over there like, mm-hmm. And I know what he meant. There's this big thing, and when I came into Voodoo, the Mambo I worked with honestly admitted they didn't know what the hell the Loa were up to, but if they were calling white people, they were calling white people, and they weren't going to argue with them because Loa do not take no, and they don't take rejection well. That's why a lot of people run away and stay in. They do not take no well at all. They do not. They do not take no well, and they don't take rejection well. In fact, you are not going to reject. Um, Odin and Loki are tough and strong and powerful, but it's nothing combined to even a single Loa coming after you and wanting something and pursuing whatever kind of relationship they want. You are not getting away from them. You are not. They are determined and you are family and you will get it. And they will send you overwhelming things to reassure you. I was working with Ogu earlier, went upstairs, had a nap because we're all kind of exhausted, yeah. And I get up and I'm like, well, it's not like Ogu can tell me something. He said, well, what do you want me to show you so you know it's me? And I gave him the usual list of stuff around here he could do, but I said, oh, give me the cheeseburger, Well, I didn't get a cheeseburger, but this ad came on out of nowhere about "We miss you," and I'm like, "Oh Lord," and it's on the beach, and I work with Belly, you know, it's on the beach, and there's a damn lighthouse, and there's a boat, and there's horses. Like, okay, I get it. I get it. You're talking to me. I get it. The only damn thing that wasn't in there was a machete and butterflies. And if he had been able to work that in there, he would have had that in there too. And I'm like, okay, okay, I get it. You're talking to me, Papa. I hear you. So they're all just settling back in. And like I said, I never got rid of their stuff because Legba terrifies people, and they're a little too traumatized to touch anything. And it's not just me. When the first time when the family broke apart, Loki and I would go around, we would just look at their stuff and we'd be too goddamn scared to touch it. And I'd say, "You can have it." "Ah, that's all right." They are powerful and they are strong. They're not bad. They're good. They love you, but they are strong. And you know, you're not going to tell them no. This is not a word they're going to hear. So it's been good to have the family back. And we need to sit down as pagans, as Lokeans, as whatever you see yourself as, and have that discussion about, you know, it's 2020, damn it. I think we're all tired of this bullshit of people policing and gatekeeping and keeping people away. I'd even looked up to see, you know, what were people talking about. And I know Reddit, don't give me a lecture, but there was this woman on Reddit and she said, "Well, what do you think?" Because apparently, and this sounds like one of those bullshit stories I used to have here in Santeria too. A white woman got involved with a black woman, and somehow the white woman and the black woman broke up, and the white woman went to Papa Legba to put a curse on the black woman, and then the white woman drowned. Welcome to voodoo. So it's like, what? That doesn't even make sense. That has to be a Santeria story, because this is what it sounds like. Now we have them in voodoo too? Cheers! And you could tell a lot of these people were people that didn't actually practice. They knew enough to, you know, talk smack, but they didn't actually work with the spirits. And that's how a lot of these stories get passed around. There was one person who worked with Legba, spoke up, said, "I don't care what color they are, if Legba wants you to work with him, that is a gift. And you do not refuse his gifts. You never refuse his gifts." And everybody works with Legba's like, mm-hmm. You don't refuse anything he gives you. You just look at him and hope it doesn't hurt you. He's a sweetheart. He's kind, but you know, he has this very intimidating, threatening, growly energy at times. I got the cranky leg, but we love him. He can be scary and he can be threatening, but you know, he's just trying to toughen you up for the role. Is what he's trying to do. With some people, he's sweet as pie. I got the grouchy version. Will whack me one with his cane. Don't think he won't. So, you know, it's been so good to have the family back. We're gonna go back to some more feasting, watching some of the good news that's coming out of this. And remind you guys, yeah, coronavirus is a thing, but that's one of the kind of the best things that came out of 2020. People kind of looked all at each other and saw this terrible hate crime happen, and they knew what danger they were putting themselves in and those they love. They knew that, and then they just looked at each other and said, "You know what? Fuck it. This is wrong." And people stood up globally. I'm not crying, you're crying. And they went out and they did the right thing and they protested and they're still protesting and it's a beautiful thing. So, you know, let's hope we are going to get justice and we're going to keep getting justice and we're going to keep getting reform. But you know, you got to stay energized. I'm old enough to know, guys, that news is going to get tired of this. Social media is going to get tired of this. If you want to be in it, if you want to make a change, if you want to keep working towards stuff that's right, keep working spells in that, you're going to have long times when you're going to be working towards it on your own, and you got to be able to do that. I'm not saying that to discourage you. I'm just telling you, you know, that's how it is, because the news kind of hit a lull today. And it was like, we're not talking about this anymore. And the coronavirus tracker's been gone for 2 days as well. And I'm like, are we not talking anymore? What happened with this? Did it go away? Did we find the cure? Did nobody tell me? Is Elvis back? So yeah, you can still find coronavirus updates, but strangely, Bing took their thing down, and I'm starting to hear certain people on the internet make yibble yabbles about it being June, and they don't want to hear any more about this. And this was coming from a group of, well, supposed scientists that were doing this vlog, and I'm like, that's a fucking dangerous attitude to take. I get we got a hell of a lot of other important stuff to talk about too, and we are going to. But viruses and pandemics don't go away because you're tired of the shit and it's boring and it's not new. So, see, I'll go, man, I'm gonna lecture you on your health. And you go like it. Oh my god, I'm starting to talk like them too. I can't fix stupid. That's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna pick up. Oh, but I am so happy to have them back. When it's the Loa you're closest to, they're like you're missing half. They really are. And when you're without them, you can function, but you don't function fully. But like when they're with you, you really notice a difference. And we are having that kind of weird turbulence where when they're coming in, it's like everything kind of acts up for a while, like maybe health issues or something for me, but then it settles down. It becomes peaceful again. You just got to ride out the turbulence while you're sorting everything else. It's nothing they do on purpose. It's any god that's incoming in my life. I've always had that. It's like they create turbulence as they're coming in, but it's nothing that stays forever. You just have to work towards it. And Ogu already got all Ogu stuff back. It's not even a question. So, and Yor didn't care. So got stuff over there, and Odin just put his hands up and stepped back. So it's good. They all got their stuff back. So I feel safer. I feel more protected because I can see Legba's cane is right over there that he has offered to hit me with if I'm a damn full child again. I can see Ogu stuff, I can see Ezelia's stuff, I can see Dambala's stuff, I can see all the stuff, so it is good, and it's good to have a family back, and that's just a Voodoo half of the family, then there's Santeria, and God knows what else in this family, but we are blessed, and guys, just keep up the fight, and we're going to get through this, and we will see you guys later. Oh my god, I've almost gone on 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm happy to see my family. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.